advice for all existing and new landlords. I've got a bit of property myself. I've been doing it quite a while, and I've obviously monitored things, monitored relationships with tenants, what works and what doesn't work. The first thing I think that landlords need to get into their mindset is you've got to respect the fact that it's the tenant's home. Yes, granted, your house, your asset, your benefits once sold, once it's gone up in value, blah de blah. But at the end of the day, it's the tenant's home. So I'm astounded by the amount of landlords that won't let tenants put pictures on walls. I'm astounded by the amount of landlords that won't allow the tenants to paint the wall. Yes, all right, you might have to paint it back when they've gone, but what's a bit of paint and a bit of your time to make a happy tenant? You've got to understand the tenant who's living there has to be happy. If they're not happy and they don't feel like they're at home, that's when you're going to encounter problems, I can assure you. So that arrogance of not allowing the tenant to put their favourite painting that the kids did at school or whatever on the wall because they feel proud is going to unhinge your relationship with that tenant. They're going to come home from work, they're not going to feel comfortable, they're going to get up in the morning, they're not going to be happy. All that's going to do is create friction with you, the landlord, and that's when they start disrespecting your property, not paying the rent, and the whole relationship breaks down. So first things first, all landlords out there, I strongly feel that what you should be doing is allowing your tenants a bit of flexibility. Stop being so stiff, stop being so rigid, stop being so arrogant, stop thinking you're better than what they are. We're all breathing the same oxygen. Respect the tenant, and if they're decent people, the chances are they'll respect you. So you won't have to waste your time chasing the rent. It'll be there when it should be. You won't have to go and inspect the property on a monthly basis because you know the tenant's looking after it. That's all it takes. Give them a bit of respect and it should come back. Granted, I understand we're not in the perfect world, and sometimes you will get the people who take and don't give that bit back, but I can assure you, take the risk and eventually you'll get the perfect tenant, which I know for a fact is worth thousands, and I'm sure you'll all agree. Second big thing is this: why are you all asking maximum money for your rent? Or why are you charging even too much for the rent? Why are you just testing the waters? Why are you happy to leave your property for a couple of months? Easy maths. If you're charging, say, £500 a month to rent the property, the house is stood empty because the £500 that you're charging is on the border or maybe slightly too much, and it's not attractive to rent. So it stands empty for 1 month, you fill it the second month. But if you were to charge £480, the chances are it would have filled that month. So for the sake of £20 a month, you've lost a tenant. But actually you haven't. What you've done is you've lost £500 because the property was empty. If you'd have asked £480 from the outset, you'd have got your 480 quid. So you've lost 20, but actually you've lost 500. Think about it. It's a lot of £20 that you're going to get extra by charging the 500 to make up the 500 you've lost. Hope that makes sense for you. If it doesn't, please drop me a line and ask a question. But don't ask too much for the rent, because the more the house is empty, the more it's costing you. So it's not only cost you 500 quid because you're asking too much for the rent, you've had to pay a month's council tax, you've had to pay your time to go and see the property, petrol, viewings, unless you're paying an agent to manage it. And if you're doing that, I think you're mad anyway, because they're taking the cream off the top. Manage them yourself, you'll save a fortune. Granted, you don't want the hassle, but the buy-to-let industry or making money is going to be a hassle, and it's going to be hard at some time. So if you don't want the hassle, don't buy the property to rent out. Hope that's helped. If it hasn't, then I'm really sorry. I do try my best to bring you all free content. If it has, fantastic. If you've got a tenant that's moving in, be warm with them, say they can pick the picture up, watch the change in their attitude towards looking after the house. It'll be astounding. If you've got the house that's empty and you're charging £500 a month rent, do me a favour, drop it by £20, that is, it will fill. I'm guaranteed of that, providing the 500 was market value at the outset, and you're going to save yourself 500, or you're going to make yourself 480 quid next month because you'd have lost 500. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll speak to you shortly.